Is David Grusch actually cleared for a SCIF? We have that and a whole bunch more to talk about today, so get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like, please subscribe, please share on social media, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Representative Eric Burleson recently appeared on an episode of Event Horizon and gave us a lot of juicy details, and it's an audio interview, so I'm going to go through some of the transcribed comments that he made. But yeah, it doesn't look like David Grusch has actually been cleared for a SCIF. In my optimism, I may have overlooked a key point. The interviewer says, literally minutes ago, you were able to get past a reinstatement of the security clearance of David Grusch, who gave some rather astonishing testimony to Congress recently. Now, where does it go from here? Can you now get Mr. Grusch in a SCIF into a classified, safe environment to discuss his claims in further detail? And this, of course, is after Eric Burleson was able to get an amendment passed, theoretically giving David back his security clearances. But of course, that was just in one house of Congress. It has to pass in the other house. It has to get signed into law. Then the people that actually give out the security clearances have to honor that and give him the security clearances. So Eric says, this is one of the first steps, but we are, like, there's another effort tandem to this, where we're trying to get at least the Inspector General to release us Grusch's comments and his entire report that he had submitted to the Inspector General. And if we can get that, we're getting quite a bit of information. And then I would prefer that we then have the hearing with Grusch again in a SCIF after that, so that we can ask questions based on what we've read. Interviewer says, I see. So you can do follow-ups based on the report itself. Now, are you seeing any sort of pushback in these efforts and trying to get closer to this? Answer, yeah. I think there's generally the sense of no one is responsible for UAPs. No one's responsible for tracking down reports. And what we continually hear is, it's not just it's not in the mission of our agency to do that. Yeah, whose mission is it, right? I mean, that might be true, but that's often where we get the first pushback. When it comes to asking for Grusch to get in the hearing, I think Burchett was the one that made the request and has been denied. And the excuse that was given is that his security clearance has lapsed. Therefore, I'm just trying to eliminate the objection, or at least this objection, and then hopefully, if we can do that, then we can get in the hearing, the SCIF. But if not, then we'll start seeing that this is complete pushback. They don't want us to know what's going on. Isn't that the truth? According to Representative Eric Burleson, there will be an additional DoD IG SCIF meeting where Congress will be allowed to read the Grusch report, not to be confused with the IC-IG SCIF meeting happening next week. So, yeah, that's interesting. So at least a couple of SCIFs in the near future. Eric also thinks that somebody still has the radar data from the 2004 Nimitz Tic Tac incident. As many of you know, a lot of that data went missing, was actually taken by people under the purview of the Air Force. Mysterious people that showed up on a Navy ship, Air Force people that seized the data bricks from the jets and took off with them, with the full permission of the ship's captain, no less. So where is all that data? Who has it? Does the Air Force still have it? Did they destroy it? Is it sitting in a vault somewhere alongside some alien bodies? We don't know, but theoretically, a body that had the power and authority to get that access, possibly, created by the Schumer-Rounds Amendment, possibly the Select Committee with subpoena power. Theoretically, they might be able to get that. We'll see. Eric Burleson also gave some further comments about his initial reaction after the first SCIF meeting that, didn't go very far, but he had some intriguing comments about advanced propulsion technology, and he did give some responses to that, clarifying, saying what it appears to be is somebody has discovered something. Some advanced form of propulsion or technology that may actually change all our lives. Amen, brother. Now, Burleson is not a UFO guy. He's not an alien guy. When he sees these videos, he seems to be seeing human technology. He doesn't believe that it's extraterrestrial or anything like that. He thinks somebody has discovered something, and that there's some secret group out there that is hoarding this advanced technology. And of course there is, but it's way beyond that. But at least he is very interested in getting to the answers, and I salute that. Okay, that's it as far as Eric Burleson goes. On to the next story, but meanwhile, here's some salmon going upstream across a road. What? They're going upstream, but they're crossing a road to do it. Oh my God, I've never seen that before. That's nuts. You go, salmon. You go, guys. Swim on. Go across that road. It's nuts. Look at that. Man, those are some determined fish. Now, the next SCIF meeting, according to my information, is going to happen on the 16th of November. But what happens on the 17th and 18th? The Soul Foundation Initiative for U.A.P. Research in Policy is having a symposium at the Stanford University. Many of you will have heard about this. Of course, the Soul Foundation, Gary Nolan is a big part of that. And of course, he is speaking, but he is not the only speaker. Dr. Peter Skafish, I don't know who that is. I'll have to research him. Jonathan Burt, Dr. Eric Davis, Dr. Timothy Gallaudet, and I believe that's the Rear Admiral, who is also an oceanographer, very intriguing, and he seems to be an ally of disclosure. Dr. Jerus Victor Grove, and if you guys know who that is, let me know in the comments below. Avi Loeb, Leslie Kane, Charles McCullough. McCullough, of course, was the Inspector General. And he is an ally of David Grusch, so that is awesome to see him. I can't wait to see what he has to say. Christopher Mellon is also going to speak. Dr. Diana Pasolka is going to speak. Jacques Vallée is going to be on there. Unconfirmed, Carl Nell and Lou Elizondo. Man, what an all-star lineup. I can't wait to report on what they have to say. I wish I could go there. Man, are any of you guys going? Let me know in the comments below. Here's the lineup of topics they're going to talk about. On Friday, introduction, talk with Avi Loeb, talk with Beatriz Villarreos, multiple transients, and the search for ET probes. Kevin Newth, the physics of UAP and some clues about their detection, monitoring, and engineering. Morning speakers panel, so I guess a group of people. Gary Nolan, the material science of UAP. Talk with Jacques Vallée, the UFO phenomenon. Talk with Diana Pasolka, rewriting the myth of Prometheus. Innovation through off-planet research data and environments. Talk with Peter Skafish, conceptualizing non-human intelligence, anthropomorphism, and ontology. Roundtable led by Leslie Kane alongside Lou Elizondo, Hal Puthoff, CEO Earthtech, and Larry Maguire, Member of Parliament. That's right, the famous Larry Maguire letter, right? Yeah, I've covered that before. Introduction on Saturday with Gary Nolan, then Timothy Gallaudet, and then Jerus Victor Grove, crowded skies, atmospheric and orbital threat reduction in an age of uncertainty. Then Carl Nell, and I'm really hoping that Carl Nell will be the next director of Aero, because he is an ally of these guys, right? And of David Grusch. So that would be amazing. I really hope that happens. Will that happen? We'll see. We'll see, guys. And if he does get put in place, will he become corrupted? Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. He's going to talk about the Schumer Amendment and controlled disclosure. Ooh, that's interesting. The guy that's going to hopefully run the UFO agency is going to talk about controlled disclosure. That's juicy. That's juicy. Fraught relationships panel. What in the world is that? Is that our relationship with the phenomenon? What do you think that means? Let me know in the comments below. Talk with Jonathan Burt, the European Union and disclosure, government, industry, and UAP research. Then Christopher Mellon comes on. Then a fireside conversation with Charles McCullough. Interesting. Talk with Aya Whitley. Observation is data. Trusting and learning from pilots. Absolutely. That's awesome. Then Paul Thigpen, PhD, they are all God's children. Insights from Catholic theology on U.A.P. and non-human intelligence. Man, I wish I knew what the Vatican knows. You know they know some stuff. I doubt that Paul knows that, but you know they know some stuff. I've reported on that in the past. They've been into this for a long time. They've got records. They've got connections. They may even be involved on some level. We don't know, but they know some stuff. Anyway, an amazing symposium. Again, I wish I were there. This is going to be gangbusters, guys. I love it. Is this what Richard Butt was talking about when he said November was going to be a huge month? We're going to have that SCIF. We've got the symposium. We've got lots of stuff dropping. It's been a hot month so far. I wouldn't say anything, super game changing except for the Mexican hearing with the Nazca mummies. To me, that's the big thing. I mean, we got non-human bodies that are confirmed to be non-human bodies. They may not be alien. They are more likely hybrids of some sort, but they are definitely non-human, and they were living and upon this earth and interacting with humans of that time period. So to me, that's the big thing, but we really need that to be more widely understood, and we need that story to get out there so it can have the impact that it should have. At the moment, I don't feel like it's having the impact that it should have, although I think stuff is starting to trickle out. So hopefully that'll happen, but I don't think that's what Richard Butt was talking about, because again, it hasn't really trickled out into the masses yet. And we need Gary Nolan and mainstream science to get on that so that can happen. Okay, on to the next story. I think this is going to be the last story of right now. What is James Fox's issue? What dire circumstance has befallen James Fox? He referenced executives giving him trouble for some reason, right? There's probably something to do with his distributor or producers, something like that, right? So Stephen Greer has this really interesting announcement that he put up that may be germane to James Fox's situation. Dear friends of disclosure, despite our best efforts, 1091 Films, the distributor of Lost Century and How to Reclaim It, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, and Unacknowledged, and 1091 Films parent company Chicken Soup for the Soul Entertainment Incorporated have failed to remit payment of rightly owed revenues over the past few months. For this reason, The Lost Century is not currently available on Amazon Prime and other advertising-supported sites like Tubi. We are working diligently to resolve this issue through the courts, and we recently filed suit to recover these funds. Now, according to Dan Zerderstrom, he says it seems the distributor of Stephen Greer's films in James Fox's moment of contact in the phenomenon has decided to play in the mud. So is it this problem with this distributor, James Fox's distributor, that is the problem? Time will tell. Hopefully James Fox will clue us in the near future. But this is our best insight, I think, so far into what might be happening. But again, that's just speculation. Anyway, let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. Sure would appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't miss a thing. Join me on social media. There's Facebook and Twitter links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in a bigger way, please grab a t-shirt or a coffee mug. See the merch store below, or you can become a channel member. Channel members are rock stars. I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there's plenty of other videos to check out on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.